What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, Commanders family? Raise Hellzell back again with another video for y'all, man. It's day two of training camp. Of course, Terry wasn't there, but eventually he'll get there sometime, if not this week, sometime next week, I'm thinking. And that's what I'm hearing, and that's what a lot of people are expecting to see as well. So one of the players that I'm really excited for is Trey Amos. Trey Amos is probably the most because I already know what JD5 going to bring. I expect him to be a little bit better, but I already know he's going to be one of the top QBs. I know when Terry gets out there, he's going to be good. I'm also excited to see Louisville this year because I know he's going to be rushing a lot more. But the number one player I'm most excited to see, I would have to say, is Trey Amos. It'll have to be Trey Amos right now. He's like I mentioned in the yesterday. Well, not yesterday. The day before. What was it yesterday? Might have been yesterday, but the video before this, the live I did yesterday, I mentioned that we're going to be relying on Trey Amos, and we've already got him. He's the only rookie that's starting right now. Josh Connolly right now is splitting reps right now with Andrew Wiley. So we're expecting a lot from Trey. We're expecting him to hit the ground running, and it's for a second round pick. It's kind of not fair to him a little bit in my mind, but that just goes to show you how much we like him, how highly we think of Trey Amos, and where we see him on this team. It's really amazing to sit back and think about our cornerback room, how we went from last year to this year. Last year we had Benjamin St-Juste, Forbes, Emmanuel Forbes, Michael Davis was on the damn roster. He shouldn't be on any roster, in my opinion. Shouldn't be in the league. Mikey Sainristil. Well, Mikey Sainristil was really good, but he had to play out of position because our boundary corners were so bad and so trash. It's really amazing. We got a healthy Lattimore now. We got Mikey is playing his position he was pretty much drafted to play, which is the inside slot position. And then we got Trey Amos, and Trey Amos has been looking good from Scott Abram. According to Scott Abram, he said he looks explosive, has that quick twitch, long, and has great ball skills. That's what you want out of your boundary corner, man. And pairing him with Lattimore, I'm sure Lattimore can teach him some things that get him on the right track, getting into the league. Speaking of Lattimore, though, he I was just reading before I started the video. He had 2 back-to-back pass breakups, and then he had a interception, and then he ran to the sideline, and he mentioned something about AJ Brown. I actually want to pull that up because I thought it was very interesting. He had said something about AJ Brown. He said something like AJ Brown don't run for me now or something like that. Which you know how cornerbacks are. They're very like they got to be very confident. It's probably one of the hardest positions in the league to play because you playing backwards the whole time, running backwards the whole time, and you're going to get caught. You're going to get beat sometimes, but you got to keep that confidence high because you got to pop back up next play and make a play. So it seems like he's confident. It seems like he's back right on track, ready for the season. Trey Amos, like I said, is looking good. I'm really looking forward to seeing Mikey Sainristil still in that slot position for most of the season. He did play some slot last season, but at some point, I think it was against the Bengals, we had to put him out there at outside because Forbes and St-Juste, they just wasn't it. They just wasn't it, and we needed to rely on somebody who could be consistent. So I really think our secondary could be really good. I'm also excited to see about Will Harris. I mean, he's coming in with replacing Jeremy Chinn. It's going to be really interesting because Lake Lewis mentioned that he thinks he's an upgrade to Jeremy Chinn. And time will tell. Time will tell. I certainly think he's a better coverage player than Jeremy Chin was, but I do think Jeremy Chin has a little bit more size, a little bit more physical. Now, Will Harris, he does lay the wood. He does lay the wood. He's a big hitter. But Jeremy Chin, in terms of size and athleticism, I think he has the edge there. But in coverage, I think Will Harris will be better in coverage. So I can see why he said that. I hope so, man. I really do hope so. I don't know what to expect from Will Harris at this point, man. I just don't. I just don't know what to expect, honestly. It's one of them things where you gotta just wait and see, man. You just wait and see. And from there you figure out if he's gonna be better than that. I think the fact that we really didn't bring in any other safety help, we got Quan Martin, we got Will Harris, and we got the people that we've been at from last season. So I think this coaching staff is expecting a lot from Will Harris. So if they're expecting a lot and they believe in him, I guess I can do the same. They haven't really let me down since they got here. So I'm gonna go ahead and ride the wave with them. So Will Harris, man, he's a guy to look out for, through training camp just to see how he plays. I don't know if he's gonna like play too many snaps. Probably got Jeremy Reeves behind him. So he probably won't play a lot of stuff, but I'm gonna be watching him very closely just to see how he looks. Sam Cosmi. Dan Quinn was asked again today about, I forgot who the reporter was, but they essentially said they asked him just to make sure. So is there a possibility that, if Cosmi, reaches all the markers, if he can start on day one? And Dan Quinn pretty much said, yeah, but they're not ruling out day one. They're not ruling out day one at all. That's still a possibility pretty much. And as long as he's 100% healthy, that's on the table. And I'm just thinking like, dang, he just tore his ACL in January. If he can start week 1, September, that's 9-month turnaround for a guy who plays offensive guard. Like, I don't know if if we should be pushing it, but I mean, if he meets all the markers, it's like he meets it. So you got to put him out there. That means he's 100% healthy. There's no point of sitting him if he's not. I mean, if he's 100%. So I can see that. But there's a couple of other things going on today. Jacoby Brooks. I mentioned him last time as well. I think he's a very interesting wide receiver too, because first of all, he's an undrafted free agent, and he's out there catching passes from Jaden Daniels. That's something to be, to think that's worth mentioning in and of itself. And then that the fact that he caught 2 touchdown passes, one from Jaden, one from Mariota, he actually might make this 52-man roster. Like, he really has a good chance to make this 52-man roster. We don't have anybody over 6'1", 6'2" other than Ja'Corey Brooks. So that's something that shouldn't be understated. Going through, training camp and preseason, it's going to be very interesting because if he looks good, we probably will see him. If he looks good and he makes a 52-man roster, we're probably going to see him at some point this season catching passes. As long as he continues to look good. But that's a very interesting player that I got my mind on right now. And it was interesting. Another report came out about Ja'Corey Brooks. After practice, he was catching extra, balls from Marcus Mariota and Josh Johnson just to get those extra reps in. So that's what you want to see in those undrafted free agents. You want to see those guys out there doing a little bit extra, trying to build that rapport and just stay consistent and show the coaches like, hey, I'll do whatever it takes, to get to that point. So that's good. That means he really wants it. A lot of times guys just get out of practice and just leave. But that makes me say that he really wants it. He's willing to work for it too. So that's very, very exciting. Another exciting news. Today, they had, I don't know what it was, but Mario Bowser spoke about, next Tuesday, August 1st, is when DC Council will vote pretty much on that stadium deal. So it seems to me that they're pretty much done reviewing it. and they're going to just have that vote on Tuesday, and you know, we're expected to have, you know, the vote to go through, and then we'll be, because once they vote, that's what we're waiting on. Once they vote and they, you know, confirm it's good to go, Josh Harris and them guys can move forward, you know, start breaking the ground, start making plans on deals with, you know, if they want the FIFA, the soccer, they want concerts, like all that type of stuff. You can start making those deals for the future, because the stadium is now in the works. So that's very exciting, because at some point during that process, kind of got a little nerve wracking, because, you know, the council was dragging their feet on things. They wasn't trying. They wanted it signed, I think, was it this week or last week? So the fact that if they do, you know, go through Tuesday, August 1st, that's only a week or two from the deadline that they wanted. So I still think that's definitely in the realms of things. So that's very, very exciting. So but that's all I got for y'all, man. Training day, you know, training camp day 2. You know, and then I think tomorrow we got the shells for the next 2 days, and then next week we get full pads. You know, it's gonna be physical. So man, I'm hoping we get Terry by the end of the week. I'm hoping we get him out there. But I mean, at the same time, this, you can think of it as a good thing, because we know what Terry brings once he hits the field. He's our number 1 wide receiver. You know, he's gonna work hard, play hard, do all the right things. But now we get to see guys like Ja'Corey Brooks get to be out there getting some extra reps in. We can see what he offers. Maybe Luke McCaffrey has options to make some plays as well. So this could be a good thing that Terry's missing time, because now we have other guys, so we can kind of see what they can do a little bit more and see if they can build some you know, some consistency, some of that what's the word I'm looking for? Like a relationship with Jaden on the field that they wouldn't have gotten if Terry was here. So that's all I got, man. I appreciate everybody who tuned into this video. Please like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification button. Again, I plan on posting more and more every day. I try to get, you know, at least a video out a day to you guys, keep you guys updated as much as possible. But you know, we got Super Bowl or bust this year, baby. Let's go. But yeah, man, that's all I got. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Thursday. Be easy, man.